Thank you, Lord Mayor. I stand to move the motion in my name and that of Cllr Chowdhury. By happy coincidence, this week is Better Transport Week, and today is Bus and Coach Day. So, who here likes traffic jams? No one? Come on, really. Who thinks that queuing is the best part of the day between leaving work and getting home? So why do so many people do it? Well, it's because they have to, of course. Everybody has to travel, everybody has to work. But why do they do it by car? Well, they're confident that the car will turn up, it'll be on time, it won't be overcrowded, and they won't miss their connection. Now, 7 years from now, the government want half of all journeys in towns and cities to be by public transport or active travel. The council is making good progress on active travel, but we're going to miss the target. Now, I personally am a fan of trains and trams, but I'm not going to talk about them today, save for one thing. In 2005, in this chamber, Timothy Huxtable and Martin Mullaney reported back on the opening of the Moseley line. So an existing railway line, 4 new stations, 2 new curves. 18 years on, 3 of those things have just started. So train is not going to take us where we need to go. I'm also known as a fan of electric vehicles, and they will tackle air pollution, no problem with that, but they won't fix congestion. So I'm here to talk about buses, just not in the way that Boris Johnson might. Now, nationwide, deregulated bus services have not delivered. In the 1980s, it was hoped that competition would drive innovation, which would lead to better bus services. And competition does drive innovation, but we've not had that. Instead, we have near monopolies, and we've seen in the last couple of years in Birmingham bus services decline. It's not working. Deregulation has been reversed in London, and public transport has flourished. Now, we know that the GLA is about 3 times the size of the West Midlands Combined Authority, but our patch is more than big enough to support a world-class bus network. Bus users have several complaints, though, and it's fair to assume that these are the reasons that people stay in their cars. Buses are too infrequent, they don't interconnect well, they're not reliable enough. They don't tend to go from where you are to where you want to be, and unless you happen to live on a bus route that goes to your destination, 30 minutes of car journey is likely to be replaced by 30 minutes of waiting, 30 minutes of walking, and 30 minutes on the bus. It's no wonder people don't switch. I mean, just today I heard a story of someone who said, why would I go to work by bus? It's 40 minutes in the car, it's an hour and 40 on the bus. Now, 20 years ago, I was fortunate enough to visit Hong Kong, a place where public transport is so good, you don't need to own a car, and few people do. Bus routes stop at railway stations, tram stops, underground stations. Pricing is multimodal, switching between modes is easy. Services are so frequent, you don't need a timetable. Journeys are fast, frequent, convenient, and reliable. 4 things that people say Birmingham's are not. You can't make people switch modes. You can only persuade them. And words are not going to persuade them to swap 30 minutes of car for 90 minutes of bus. And no, I'm not calling for us to add 2 hours to car journeys to make up the difference. There's a better way. Public transport is a virtuous circle. The more people use it, the more congestion goes down. The more people use it, the more frequent services can be. The more frequent services are, the faster the journey times, and the faster the journey times, the more people use public transport. We have to fix interconnections, we have to fix reliability. Deregulation hasn't done this. If we're to fix public services, we need to act. To coin a phrase, we need to take back control. I'm pleased to move this motion. Thank you, Lord Mayor.
Thank you, Cllr Green.